any changes because it's just a model. It's just a cardboard. It's just a wood, isn't it? In the same manner, economics also uses combination. It uses words. You need to describe the theory, the concept, as well as you have to back it with a diagram. Right? So diagrams are like models. Economics also uses equations. When you go and study in university, high levels, you will be taught different statistics, different measurements. They are going to use equations. Right? So at the moment, what are we going to do? We're going to recap, review whatever you have done in school. Right? Basic stuff. Simple stuff. Right? Okay. First is why we use graphs in economics. The reason is, simple reason is the simplest form. It is the simplest form of describing. You describe in words, you back up with a picture, pictorial. And anything which you see has got a lasting impression. It lasts for long, isn't it? You can't remember 100 words, but you can remember a picture better, right? So it is easy to comprehend anything which you see visually. So first thing is, it is a simple form, and what it does, it creates relationship with variables. In graph, how many axes are there? Two. In other words, we are saying that there are two variables. One variable you are measuring in y-axis, one variable you are measuring in x-axis, isn't it? And what you're trying to do? You're trying to see the relationship. What happens to x if there is a change in y? Yes or no? If there is a change in y, what happens in x? We are trying to study the relationship between two variables. And we are learning it with the help of a diagram, a graph. Clear? So first thing is, it is a simplest form. And how do we using it? Two-dimensional. We learn with two-dimensional because two variables are there. We can see it. The relationship between two variables. Right? So first thing is, what is a graph? It is a simple form of describing. What are you trying to describe? Relationship between variables. Isn't it? And what are the variables? Two axes. We are taking one variable in one axis, the other variable in other axis. Right? Now we need to know also different forms of graph. Very, very important. We need to have an understanding different forms or different types of graph which we are going to use in our learning of this subject economics. First form of graph, we call it as direct relationship, or some economists also call it as positive relationship graph. Direct or positive relationship. What is direct and positive relationship teaches us? That both move in the same direction. both move in the same direction. If one variable increases, the other variable also increases. One variable falls, the other variable also falls. That is why we are saying there is a direct relationship or there is a positive relationship. Now, by default, in the vertical axis, we always measure price. It's a thumb rule in economics that in vertical axis, we always measure price. On the horizontal axis, we always measure quantity. It's a thumb rule. Right? And we are saying direct and positive relationship both move in the same direction. In other words, what we call positive slope, we call it as upward sloping. The curve is upward sloping. Why it is upward sloping? Why it is upward sloping? If price increases, quantity also increases. If price falls down, quantity also falls down. Clear? That is why both move in the same direction. It has got a upward sloping. Upward sloping describes direct relationship. Clear? Okay. This is a diagram which we learned. Right? So if somebody asks you in economics graph, what do you mean by direct relationship? What does that mean? Both variables are moving in same direction. Yes or no? What is the shape of the curve? Upward sloping curve. Right? Upward sloping curve always describes direct relationship. Clear? Okay. Next graph is called inverse relationship. Some economists also call it as negative relationship. Second type of graph is what? Inverse or negative relationship. What is negative relationship? In other words, they move in opposite direction. Simple words to learn. They move in opposite direction. What does opposite direction means? If one variable is increasing, the other one is decreasing. They are just moving in opposite direction. Is it clear? Is it clear? So they have got a negative relationship. They do not move in same direction, opposite direction. Negatively related. Right? What is the slope? What is the negative slope? Negative slope is always downward sloping. Downward sloping describes opposite relationship, right? So we're going to draw the diagram and see ourselves. By default, what is measured in vertical axis? Price. By default, always we measure price. Horizontal axis, quantity. And what we are saying, what is the slope? Downward sloping. Isn't it? What does it mean? What does that mean? If price decreases, quantity should increase. So price is decreasing, quantity is increasing. Is it clear? Is it clear? So what is inverse relationship teaches? What is the relationship? Inverse or opposite direction. Isn't it? What is the slope? Downward slope.